short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Nara. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will be reviewing Stephen King's Storm of the Century. Everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and before I give my final thoughts, let's do a quick recap. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. The film opens up with a prologue narrative from main character Constable Mike Anderson. He leaves us with a few words before the film fully comes in to give us the backstory of events leading to his departure from his former city/state 9 years ago. The year is 1989 and the people of Little Tall Island, Maine are preparing for a powerful blizzard. Elderly resident Martha Clarendon is brutally unalived by menacing wizard Andre Lenoge. As part of his plan, he enters the home and waits for things to unfold. We formally meet grocery store owner Mike Anderson while he is servicing his customers. He gets a phone call from his wife down at the local daycare. Since he is also the part-time sheriff, he and his right-hand man Hatch goes to assess the situation. Pippa, Hatch's daughter, has gotten her little head stuck between the stair banisters. He quickly gets it out and the two men head back on out. Local teen Davy Hopewell is brushing up on his NBA skills. While doing so, he gets an eerie feeling and notices the cracked front door at Mrs. Clarendon's home. Curious, he makes his way up the stairs, enters the home, and not only does he discover the body of Miss Clarendon, but a creepy Lenoge as well. He runs through the town to alert the townspeople. The town's manager, Robbie Bills, just so happens to hear this commotion, so he heads over there to check it out. Meanwhile, on the sheriff's end, before heading back to the store, he goes to town hall to make sure everything is squared away for the residents to take shelter there later on. Robbie confirms Miss Clarendon's death to be true. He also discovers Lenoge still in the home, but before he could handle the situation, Lenoge terrifies him by relating shameful secrets from his past. A shooken up Bills alerts Anderson and his right-hand man. The townspeople are in a frenzy because news has traveled fast about Martha's death. So the two men head on over to the residence. They arrest Lenoge and take him to the county jail located in the back of Anderson's supermarket. Just that quick, the blizzard has come in and everything is covered in white. Because of this, Molly Anderson was forced to close the daycare down a little early. She ends up receiving a phone call from Katrina, one of Mike's employees down at the store, informing her of Mrs. Clarendon's death. In shock, she loads up her son Robbie and head down to the store, when she should have stayed her ass home. She makes it to the store just before her husband, to complete chaos. While they are transporting Lenoge to the back of the store, already knowing the names of the townspeople, begins revealing morbid secrets about them. He also spots and becomes interested in Mike's son Ralphie. At this point, Lenoge has given no information about his background. He constantly says the phrase, "Give me what I want and I'll go away." He tells Anderson that they will talk later about the meaning of this. Anderson appoints Hatch and Peter to look after Lenoge for the time being. They try to get in contact with the state police in Machias but are unsuccessful. Anderson makes the decision to close the supermarket early and assures the townspeople that everything is going to be okay. He also enlists the help of 6 other men to look after Lenoge in shifts. He sends Molly and Ralphie home, lock up the store, and head back to the crime scene to gather evidence and try to preserve it until after the storm. During their watch shift, Lenoge possesses the minds of Peter and other townspeople, causing suicides. While most of the townspeople have taken up residence at the town hall for the night, the storm is completely destroying parts of the town, such as the dock where most of the shipments come in at. Hatch, having went for a restroom break, discovers Peter's hanging body. At this point, the city is declared to be under a state of emergency. Throughout all of the chaos, Linoge is just sitting there looking crazy. The townspeople are continuing to freak out when they find out about the suicide of Lloyd down at the fire station. Frantic, they try to phone Anderson, but he is already dealing with Peter's death. Anderson confronts Linoge about the whereabouts of his cane and the meaning behind the quotes, "If you give me what I want, I'll go away." And in true Linoge fashion, he begins to reveal more secrets about the townspeople. Jack, infuriated by this, attempts to shoot Linoge but hits Mike instead. The bullet grazes him and he quickly patches himself up, and then the other men end up reuniting with them. Back at town hall, most of the children have fallen asleep except for the two of them. During this time, Kat tries to have a heart to heart with Billy. He is upset about the abortion, and then she's upset with him about cheating with the town pump. While they're having this spat, Linoge possesses Billy, and right as he was about to probably unalive her, she walks away. He then possesses Kat, whom now have the deadly cane, and she unalives Billy with it. Back at the jail, the men come to the conclusion that Linoge is not human. Robbie insists that they unalive him because they can for sure get away with it. Having had a bad feeling, Ursula Goodsoe, along with Joanna Stanhope, arrive at the jail to let them know about Billy's death. Upon arrival, she is not only greeted by the other men, but discovers the remains of Peter, confirming her suspicions. Back at the town hall, Kat's crime has now been discovered. Linoge possesses his next victim, Cora Hopewell, while she is doing her nightly skincare routine. She is soon discovered by the other women there. Mike arrives just in time for the mayhem when he brought Ursula and Joanna back. He also rounded up more men to look after their prisoner. Meanwhile, Robbie begins to hallucinate under Linoge's spell about his mother. He jams the door from the other side with his power so the others can't get in temporarily. He reunites with his cane and escapes in his wizard form, repeating his demand before disappearing in the storm. He escapes to the lighthouse, and as the residents sleep, he appears on televisions as a televangelist and lectures them on the consequences of refusing to give in to his demands. They all have the same dream of authorities finding the island deserted after the storm with the word Croton carved on a tree. Mike, on the other hand, dreams that the townspeople walk into the ocean and drown. It is now the next day, and Linoge causes 3 residents to disappear as everyone watches the lighthouse collapse. 2 out of the 3 don't make it, but they end up discovering Angie Carver alive and visibly aged. Ralphie goes missing, and when found in a closet, says that he was with Linoge. The men go to the supermarket to gather more food, supplies, and toys for the kids. While there, Mike comes to the conclusion that Linoge means legion, similar to the biblical story of Jesus casting demons out of a man and into a herd of pigs. The children fall under a spell and go to sleep. They dream that they are flying through the clouds with Linoge. The frantic parents look to Mike for answers, but he is just as clueless as they are. Linoge finally makes his way to town hall, unbeknownst to the residents in there. While he is holding Joanna Stanhope hostage, he requests a meeting with all adults at 9 p.m. that night. He tells the residents that he has lived thousands of years and, having grown old and sick, wants a child whom he can raise to be a sorcerer like him. He lets them know that he cannot take a child by force, it has to be voluntarily given to him. He also lets them know that the dreams they have will come true if they refuse. Mike immediately refuses, but is outnumbered. He urges everyone to stand up to Linoge and is horrified when all of them, even his wife, decides to give in. He leaves them to debate for half an hour. This debate ended friendships and marriages. Everybody except for Mike is in agreement. Linoge returns, presides over a lottery using wording stones. There are 7 white ones and 1 black stone. The parent who ends up with the black stone's child will go with Linoge. Ralphie ends up being the chosen one. Linoge thanks the residents and advises them to never speak about what has happened. He then walks out of town hall with his new son, Ralphie, in his arms and flies into the night. Mike rushes outside, ignoring all the terrified people, including his wife, and falls to his knees in the snow, begging for Ralphie to come back. It's now months later, and Molly is talking to a therapist. We learn that her and Mike's marriage is falling apart. The story she is giving about Ralphie is that he disappeared during the blizzard. In the epilogue, we learn from Mike that he now lives on the other side of the country. He resigned as sheriff, divorced Molly, and severed ties with the people, including those he once viewed as friends. He went back to school and got 2 degrees, one in law enforcement and the other in accounting. One day, Lanoge and Ralphie walks past Mike in Chinatown. Ralphie, having become corrupted and evil, hisses at his father. Mike considers telling Molly what he saw, but accepts that some truths are best kept as secrets. And that's the end of the movie. Now, here are my final thoughts. This film explores the dark side of community. It examines how fear, secrecy, and desperation can lead good people to commit monstrous acts. Mike Anderson was a man who wore many hats in this small town. He was the everyman trying to hold on to humanity and would give the shirt off his back if it came down to it. And what did the citizens of Little Tall Island do? These folks turned around and stabbed him in the back, all because they refused to confront their own sins. They allowed Lanoge, a greater evil, to control them. In return, they were forced to live the remainder of their lives with shame and guilt. Molly Anderson was a fool to think that her marriage wouldn't be in shambles after this, especially since she went against her own damn husband. A part of me feels as though she went along with it because she didn't think her kid would be the chosen one, but she soon fucked around and found out quickly. I don't blame Mike for leaving once everything was over. I would have probably done the same thing for somewhat of a peace of mind. I am curious on Lenoge's backstory though. Out of all the cities slash towns, why did he choose this one? I do believe that he already knew what kid he wanted before he even laid eyes on Ralphie. I also feel that he rigged the debacle with the Weirdenstones. After all, he was the one to cause the blizzard, power outages, town destructions, suicides, and more telepathically. All in all, this is a great movie. We are currently snowed in down here in Nashville, Tennessee, so it only made sense for me to do a movie review on this one. Please subscribe, like, share, and let me know your thoughts on today's video in the comment section. Also, stay tuned for a part 2 to this one. I will be doing a deep dive on the secrets Mr. Lanoge revealed about the citizens of Little Tall Island and the aftermath on some of them. Remember, God loves you, God loves me. Bye.